This is the Project Reality Battle of the Drang map, and we're going to go over the strategy that I've been using the past few years on the LZ, only we are expanding it. I have done this maybe once or twice, where we build the fob all the way out to here. So basically it's, you put it in the open because it's distraction. You want the enemy to not get it in the jungle. You want the fobs in the open. You spawn in, you're going to be dodging and dancing right away, but you got one man per hole and they're all fighting back, constantly shooting. You need to be hitting every sector of this surrounding area, just probing it and then actually suppressing it once you have signs of enemy. The enemy loves to get up in here. There's a little island that juts out into the field a little bit, like right here from the jungle, and you're gonna have to light that up, all the bushes, until you see something peeking or moving in there, making noise, any sign of enemy like that. You're just gonna start lighting it up. One man per hole. These blue lines are our foxhole and HMG positions. That is all we get as US forces, foxholes and HMGs, and you're going to put it in mortar spread. So you just run a line and use up the maximum space. So this fob here is 4 keypads to the south of this fob here. This fob is right up against the, not right up against the jungle tree line, but though just kind of in the field, just to the south of the jungle tree line. So that way the enemy can't just get it in the jungle. We can constantly monitor and see what they're doing. There's going to be foxholes there, and foxholes lining the US command. And it's the way you face the foxholes. You don't want them just like the back end open so that way they can get shot into from this direction. You want to put them like kind of sideways to each other, so that way the entrance is this side and the cover's on this side, if you know what I'm saying. So just be mindful of every little aspect. This is mostly for squad leaders, of course, because they're the foxhole placers, but you want to get everything mortar spread. The choppers, 4 of them, plus the casts. 4 chopper gunners. Wait, hold on, no. We could do 4 chopper gunners, 1 gunner per chopper, or a full squad, 8 guys, but that takes away from the ground forces. But either way, the choppers are going to be shooting the jungle down from the top, just sweeping everything until they see any suspect dot. And they're just going to be really doing a lot of psychological stuff. And then, of course, the cast, it's going to be running from it's going to be doing strips along the jungle, so north, east here to southwest here, and then or just any kind of loop it can run on these with rockets. It's got 14 Hydra rockets, 1,000 minigun rounds, plus them 60 door gunner. So yeah, that'll help us out. Then we got the plane cast that can drop napalm, same type of deal, kind of away from our positions. Make sure the bombs are further back so that way, you know, you don't damage our positions. But with the napalm, that can go right in view of us because that's a nice fire show. So this is the maximum distance that you can place between fobs. That is 4 keypads. That is 50 meters, 50 meters, 150, 200. So that's the spacing, and you want all the fobs in view of each other as much as possible. 1 man digs each thing, 1 man per foxhole position when you're fighting, ideally. Just when you see an empty foxhole, you fill it in. Same thing with an HMG. Who mans the HMGs? Not Grenadier, not LAT, not machine gunner kits. Anything that's a fire support kit does not man an HMG. That would have to be, say, a breacher or just rifleman kit. For the usually since it's going to be near impossible to take down any enemy fob. Whatever you take down is just going to get replaced. You're going to have to bomb it. But though, then again, you just let them come. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's the point of it. Don't got to take out the fight all the time. It's going to be us dominating from the open, using each other as bait, using our positions as bait, using the fobs as bait. If mortars start falling, they can only fall like 1 keypad at a time. So, and then you dig up the damage from any foxholes immediately. And it's just going to be too much for them to mortar. There's area attack for both sides at 40-minute mark, specifically 40-minute mark on this map. And you want to hold these 2 flags, or you can just put all your chips on the you dry creek bed if it's like the different layout where it's just like not US command, it's like dry creek bed, and then just these 3 or something. Yeah, but though this last time we did this, it was US command, creek bed, and cutoff platoon. Ignore cutoff platoon. That is just too easy for them to mortar. It's a small cap zone. People instinctively get on the hill, which is directly on this flag symbol. So when they place the mortar marker for mortars, that's where the mortars are going to fall right onto, that hill. And then it's even worse surrounding. You'd have to lay down in the bushes to defend, wait for the footsteps. It's just not a really good fighting position, even with a super fob. It's just jungle's a different ball game when it comes to super fobs, and it'll get overrun, overwiped. It's just either you're in a bush or you try a super fob, it's just gonna get wiped no matter what. You're in the jungle, you're gonna get wiped. But though in the open, you're gonna get shot at. You gotta dodge, and it's all on you. It's all on your mind, being like, you know, aware of how the enemy aims. It's easier to aim on something that's sitting still versus something that's moving around. When you're sitting still, they can just line up a perfect shot with their mouse. But though if you're moving around and shooting, don't worry too much about the deviation, alright? You gotta learn and get a feel for that actual deviation. It's not always an imperfect shot. That's more out to longer ranges beyond 200 meters, but this is gonna be closer range. Don't worry too much about your deviation. There's this hill right here that's gonna be a problem, because they can shoot from on top of that, and it's hard to, because like, you know, when they're on higher ground, they can just show their head, sort of, and so it's just gonna be harder to deal with that, because you're gonna be doing a lot of suppressing, a lot of missing, a lot of backing them off. So we're gonna need CAS and chopper gunners to focus a lot on this area. The chopper gunners, they gotta fly high and they gotta fly fast. They gotta waste the RPGs at the choppers and not at our position, so that'll take care of any RPGs that do shoot at the choppers. So like I said, these blue lines are our positions. This is the first one that you want to do, edge of cap. This is all edge of cap right here. And then you're going to put fob down here. That's going to be bait. And you're just going to run in a line. One squad leader, all it takes. And then a 25% each foxhole to start with. I mean, if one man is doing each thing, you can spend a full minute and get 8 foxholes done in 1 minute, basically. Within 1 minute of each other, at least, too. Doesn't have to be perfect, but the more squads we have doing this, one super fob takes a lot of mortars. But though if we get a second super fob down, just extend it, overwhelm them, and then like you have to actually fight with the positions properly. So suppression, probing fire, suppression fire. So probing fire is basically recon by fire, where you're going to get the enemy to react as if you know where they are, or you make them think you know where they are in the jungle. So you shoot all around into this area. Enemies coming from all directions. They carry the ammo they have on them. Of course, they could get a fob on any side of here in the jungle. And yeah, they're just going to be coming. Don't want to ever get overrun on the LZ. Want to dominate the LZ so we can do whatever we want out there.